So last year I went to Las Vegas, and I've been to Vegas before. And when I go to Vegas, I usually rent a car. That's what I always do because I don't want to deal with taxis or Uber or Lyft. I just like to get in my car and just go to the next casino, the next place. I like to drive around. It's nice. And the other benefit of having a rental car is that when I'm losing a lot of money, what I do is I take the rental car up on the overpass and drive really close to the railing and just like think about it, you know? So so this last time I went, I booked a car from a rental place that I had never heard of before. It was called Fox Rental Car. But the reason I chose Fox this time is because it was $10 a day for the rental car. That's it. It was so cheap. The next lowest price was twice as much. It was like 20 bucks a day. So I never heard of Fox, but hey, I'm going to Vegas, so let's gamble. So we landed at the Las Vegas airport, and the way car rentals work there is that they have a, a rental site that isn't on the airport grounds, and an official Las Vegas airport bus, they pick you up and they take you to the car rental center, and all the big brands are there: Hertz, Budget, Avis, you name it, they have it. Not Fox Rental Car. Fox Rental Car picks you up in a separate rickety bus that the driver is pushing with his feet like Fred Flintstone, and they take you to the Fox place, which is even further away, like far off into the desert. We were on the bus for so long, I thought I got on the wrong bus. Like, that's how far it was. We passed the regular rental car center. I said, "Oh, is that the? Oh, no, I guess not." I was like, "Am I getting abducted? Is this the last you're gonna see?" It's just me and a family from Des Moines, and you're never gonna hear from us again. So we're driving on the bus for a long time, and we finally get to the Fox Rental Car Center, and there's cars in front of it, rental cars. So I know I'm probably going to keep my kidneys, which is good. It's crazy though because the Fox place was painted gray, which, in my opinion, that's kind of the official color of giving up. But I go inside, and the lobby is like dirty and dingy, but I'm like, whatever, it's $10 a day. And I get up to the front, and the lady at the the agent, if I had to guess what her previous profession would be, I would have said professional cigarette smoker because it was just leather. And it seems mean, but I hope that you'll be on my side in a minute. So I give her my license, and she looks up my information, and she says, "We have a problem." And I'm like, "Oh God, what?" She said, "You rented a compact car." And I'm like, "Mm-hmm." She's like, "You're too big for a compact car. You're gonna have a bad time." And I was like, "Huh?" She's like, it's too small, and you're 5'11". No one's ever called me too big for anything, I feel like I have to point out. She was like, "You're gonna have a bad time." She said, let me upgrade you to a sedan." And for just a split second, I really thought that she was afraid that I wasn't gonna have a good Vegas vacation. But I don't think that's what it is. I was like, well, upgrade. The word upgrade to me, it means something. I said, "Upgrade, how much is that?" She said, "It's just an extra $10 a day." And I was like, "That's double. I don't want." Also, I didn't come to Vegas to rent a car. That's not what I came here for. Remember the ads, "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas"? They weren't talking about rental cars. No one ever came back from Vegas and someone said, "Hey, how was Vegas?" They said, "Oh, it was great. We rented a Toyota Camry." Like that. That doesn't happen. I was like, "You know what? I'm good. I don't want to pay double. I'm fine." She's like, "Come on, do it." I'm like, "I'm good. It's fine." She's like, "Okay." This was the beginning. This was the beginning of. I've never been sold harder than this interaction, and she's not even close to done. Next, since I don't want the upgrade, she said, "Okay, well, you can also prepay for gas." And I got to tell you, we're cheaper than anyone else. We're cheaper than Costco. We're cheaper than anybody, really. So you should prepay for a full tank of gas. And I'm like, well, I don't know how much gas I'm going to use. I'm not going to spend money on something, especially if this ends up at the bottom of the freaking overpass if I drive off it. So I I don't need any gas, thank you. She said, okay, I'll just put you down for half a tank. And I was like, no, I'm good. She said, I'll just put you down for half a tank. No, I'm good. I'm good, please. She's like, okay, all right, whatever. Then she said this. She said, let's talk insurance. And I'm like, I'm good. I never get it. So I think it'll be okay. She said, let me finish. And I did let her finish because no one's ever talked to me like that ever. All of a sudden, she runs down the whole insurance thing. She became a legal expert, which I think is a very strange thing to do with your law degree, is rent cars to people. But she ran all the plans, bronze, silver, gold. She said, I don't know how it is in Texas where you're from, but here in Nevada, if you get in a car accident, you're in trouble. The driver can sue you. The passenger can sue you. Some guy walking his dog on the street, saw the whole thing, traumatized. You're going to get sued. This is an exaggeration. Everybody can sue you. Everybody. Your life is finished if you don't get this insurance. Your life is done. It's finished. You got to get this insurance. I'm telling you, please just get this insurance. Please. I'm like, no, just get it. You got to get it, please. I'm like, no, please. I don't want it. It's fine. It's good. It'll be fine. She's like, okay. All right. I tried my best. Okay. And she goes to the keyboard to finalize the transaction. But while she's typing on the computer, she's muttering to herself. I swear to God, she's muttering. She's like, that's pretty irresponsible that you wouldn't get the insurance. I was like, what did you say? And she looks at me, makes direct eye contact, and she's like, that's pretty irresponsible that you wouldn't get the insurance. Let me guess. Daddy's money? And I was thinking, what about any of this seems like daddy's money to you? It's a $10 car. I don't even know if we're still in Vegas anymore. You know what? It is daddy's money. You're right. Get me the platinum insurance because I'm going to ramp this freaking rental car off the Luxor pyramid into the Bellagio fountain. Daddy's money. Get out of here. But, of course, I can't say any of that because I don't have a car yet. What I did say, I said, you're a mean lady. That's what I said. And she got kind of offended. She was like, I'm not mean. I rescue dogs. And I'm like, whatever. So we have like an uneasy peace as she finalizes the transaction and makes me sign all these things. And I'm so mad. I'm furious. We're both mad at each other. She's like, okay. She's like, okay, here's the contract, initial here, here, and here, sign here. So I do all this stuff. And she says, all right, we're all finished. Go out to the lot over there. You can pick any car from that row. I'm like, yeah, thanks. And I take one step in the direction of where their cars are parked. And I'm like, oh, hey, by the way, Cruella de Vil rescued dogs. And then I like walk away as fast as I can. And I know that insult is not like Winston Churchill level insult, but I'm so glad I came up with it at the desk instead of in the rental car driving away like, I actually told this story at a private event, like doing stand-up. It was a birthday party for people from India. Like, everybody was born in India. They were like expatriates and they were here. And I told that whole story and then the Cruella de Vil thing at the end. And nobody laughed because nobody knew who Cruella de Vil was. And that's a super long story to tell when nobody understands the punchline.